Hey, everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode number 97. Jeremy Roenick.
There we go.
That one up. Guys, chick,
Jesus,
We're
this
all out
intro
of
is
whack.
over here. I screwed everything up with my miscount.
who, your chick?
I'm chick.
And, listen, we have a very special guest in the building tonight. My friend and yours, Mr. Nick Labrise.
Welcome aboard, Nick.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No, thanks for coming here.
No,
Yeah.
I'm really honored to be here. I listen like once every couple months, and
That's
I'm always-
perfect.
He
I
does.
like, the one I was laughing at recently was when you said I like dogs, not people, but
Yeah.
repeated it 12 times.
Yeah, exactly. I like to beat a dead horse,
Yeah,
you know? That's pretty much what I do, but yeah, tell
That's
us.
pretty much what I do. But look at that transition. He's
But
on
you guys
the
work
radio.
together, right? It's you're a duo?
We're a duo. Do we work together? I mean, in what way?
Don't you guys do a lot of shows and everything
Oh, okay.
together? Am I wrong?
No,
Or
No,
Right.
you are right. We're not a comedy duo.
I felt like you guys were like partners. Whenever I talk to you, and you're always talking to Nick, or
I would say, yeah. I mean, well, we run. Me, Nick, and Nick's girlfriend run.
Nikki Matson.
Nikki Matson. Yeah, I didn't know if she wanted her name on here.
I mean, it's, just because she's
Yeah.
a woman, you don't want to give her credit.
No, that's,
yeah.
you're right.
Come on, babe.
Okay,
Me
you're
too,
right.
bro.
You're right.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Time's up. So yeah, me, Nick, and Nikki Matson run Wonderland Phil. We do the brewery shows around Long Island. We had that QED monthly show. So yeah, we do a lot of stuff together. And we
And-
also work together, a couple years ago at the same job. So
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Is that how you guys met?
yes,
Ah, okay.
walked in the first day and he recognized me. He says, "I know that guy. That guy's a famous comedian star."
Nick, now your side.
Now, Brendan is so narcissistic that he thinks that's what happened.
Yep.
I recognized him. He was babbling about his next Croxley show, being nervous about it. I was like,
that
oh, you
sounds more correct.
That's what happened. I heard him talking. I was in the office writing yeah, I'm not colorblind, and I am. But I was assigning all these forms for Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah, he works at a paint store and he comes in colorblind.
Wait,
And we're
you
supposed
worked
to take
there
his
too?
side. Yes.
I was at Sherwin-Williams. I didn't tell anyone I was colorblind, obviously.
How long did you work there?
A year.
He worked there after me.
Oh, okay. Do you know that I worked there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What area did you go? What did you work in?
Same as me.
Oh, same store and everything.
That's how we met.
Oh, okay.
So he
okay.
walks in there. He's all colorblind. Can't see from his left from his right.
That's
red from his
amazing that you
blues.
pick colors and you can't tell any colors
was-
apart.
It was one of those things where I was like, this will be a funny bit. And
Yes,
then
it was.
it was a year long, and I have one liner about it. It was like, anything for a joke.
And what is the joke too? It's a decent one, isn't it? About the rainbow flag or something like
No,
that
that's
coming out of the
another-
closet.
Yeah, that's another colorblind bit. I don't even know. I haven't said it in a while, but it was something like,
We're not asking
Oh.
you to do bits here.
I can't do a bit. I love
No,
doing
you
bits.
can.
Let me
Yeah,
panel.
let's hear
Let's
the
make
bit,
it
yes.
feel
Yeah,
natural.
let's
Ask
see.
me again. Ask me again.
All right.
But do it like you're a late night host.
All right, so there's this one bit that I know that you have done. I've seen it on all the late night shows. It's about colorblindness.
Is that how you think Conan would ever?
Yeah, that's how
I was just
You-
going to say
What?
sick
You-
late night.
You'd be the worst late night host of all time.
I think it'd be pretty good. It's pretty natural.
All right, I'll do it all. I'll just do everything. Is that cool? Unless you want to give it a try.
No. I don't like being put on the spot.
All right, let's do
Do it all.
All right, so Nick, I hear in college you worked at Sherwin-Williams, but you're colorblind? Oh man, funny story. It's crazy. I can get high and see colors. At least that's what I told my boss. So every day I was expected to come in high. That's the only way it
my
worked.
See, he was high while he worked there. That's why he doesn't remember walking in there. And he said, "I know you from somewhere, don't I?" You're
Now,
a
did you
comedian."
both know that you guys did comedy?
I didn't know him at all,
Oh.
but he knew me.
Exactly.
Yeah, evidently I knew the Brendan Ryan.
The
did, but
Brendan. You mean Brendan Ryan is funny?
Yeah.
Fun, it's fun. It's Brendan Ryan's
Oh,
fun.
sorry. That's
giving
because it's
too
so
much.
long that I give up on it.
I give up on you. He definitely recognized me. But yeah, we worked together for what? How long did we work together there?
You just can't let it go. I
Well-
recognized you.
It's already. Yeah. So
He loves to pad his own confidence. He needs it.
yes, I do. I definitely need it. So we worked together for what? Was it a little under a year, right? Or was it a full year?
Just about a year.
Just
How
about
was
a-
B at work?
He's a slow learner.
Yes.
No, that's not
So he
true.
makes the same mistake a couple times before he learns.
You know what?
I don't even know if he didn't make mistakes. He would stop himself before he made the
Oh,
mistake.
because he's so nervous
and then
to
get
make the
someone
mistake.
else. Right.
Yes.
I would, if there was this, like, there was people that would come into that store, and I know nothing about anything to do with home.
Nobody at Sherwin-Williams knows.
I know, but I don't have the ability. Like, I finally would like, oh, this is a good shade of, pewter or whatever. Like, I don't even know what that means. I'm just words. Like, I knew nothing about. I knew how to mix paint.
It's all about fake it till you make it.
I know.
I made a career there out of faking it until you make it, until I got
You faked
taken
it
out of
so much
stores.
that you were
taken out of the store in cuffs.
taken out. No, but
I had a good run.
We had a good time there because we would just talk comedy, and I remember we used to do like bits remember we would just do bits of like other our bits in like real comedians' voices.
Yeah, that was one of the best times. When
Those
we
are
just
good
did the family bit that you do.
Oh yeah.
Well,
It's like
what?
I got
So you
fired.
would, like-
I got fired by my family, and, when
And
get
you would
fired-
do it in somebody else's.
Yeah.
I would do it in like
do the Bill Burr one.
no, you would do the billboard. You did yours, and I would do mine in Sebastian, I think.
Oh yeah, you can do the Sebastian is getting fired by the family. I'm assuming if people are listening to this, they know this bit, right?
Recently lost my job. I was working for the family business, so I was fired by my family. And when you get fired by your family, the first thing you do, you move back home with your family.
You got a decent Sebastian.
Yeah, that's Sebastian
Maniscalco, for those who don't
doing
know.
Brendan Ryan.
Doing Brendan Ryan's bit.
But we would do that. Like, we wouldn't really work. Well, you did work. You were very... Like, I remember the manager saying, this guy, Nick, he's so proper. He answers the phone.
What
like,
was your
"How can I
title
help
there?"
you?"
My title, I don't know.
Third key?
Assistant, third key.
Oh, you were the third key. Okay.
Yep.
I started off as a driver. Then I was a third key. Then assistant manager, arrested and not allowed back.
Criminal.
Criminal.
Yeah.
And that's just the natural progression of any Sherwin-Williams
Yes,
employee
exactly.
is felon.
Oh God, the good old days.
Yeah, well, sure. That sparked
Did
a lot-
me and you work at the same time there?
No.
You started after me.
I started after you, and coincidentally, the other guy that's going to be outside in a little bit got me the job at Sherwin.
Oh yes, okay. And I got him the job, so it's all I got you your job.
You had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I did.
You know, our other friend, his name is Nick, was like, don't listen to Chick, I'll get you in. And that's
Don't listen to
exactly-
Chick. I'm the one who got Nick in.
Yeah, but then you got fired.
Hey, I control my own destiny. You know, I was
So why
a
would I
risk
want to
taker.
get a job?
Well, I was already out of the company by the time you got in there.
Yes, you were a legend there.
I was a legend. I made my name there, and I loved when I worked there, though.
I
Nothing
know.
bad to say about that place.
No, it was a lot of fun.
But I can't believe we're all 3 ex-employees.
I know.
I did not know that Nick worked there, and if I did, I forgot.
Yeah, I guess it's not something we talk about that often.
No, it is true. But so what else? Did you guys do anything this week, or?
Oh, I had texted you. I want to get into your stuff, but before we do that, I had that guy. I went on to Governor's
Yes.
on Thursday, and another internet famous guy.
Oh yes, this is the
Another
person-
internet famous guy. Are you the first one?
No, the first one was the midget.
What's his
Do
name?
you know that story, Nick?
No.
We had what the fuck was his name?
See, he's gone already.
He's gone already.
The
The
little
midget who went off on
Bagel
the,
Boss
the
guy.
Bagel Boss guy.
Right.
I had reached out to him like right after the incident happened. I got his number, and we booked him. But then he got
He
real big,
finagled his
real
way.
quick, and he booked another show because he had management by the time that our show was going to end.
That guy
we
got
never
management.
Got him. Management.
Yes, I met his manager. It was quite. It was quite.
We have a history with the
quite
Bagel
team.
Boss.
So we had, and I was like, I'll probably end up doing comedy with this idiot at one point. 2 months later, I'm doing comedy with him.
He opened up for him.
He opened up for me.
Is that what happened, or did you open up for him?
Yeah,
Be
he
honest.
was the main event.
Yeah.
In a basement in the Ronkonkoma Hotel. It was the peak of my comedy career. So then this other guy comes around on the internet, Big Time Tommy. Now, Big Time Tommy, he's this guy that goes on the Instagram and he sits outside of a Cadillac and he's like, "How you doing, everybody? It's Big Time Tommy."
Yeah, he's a Pequot
he's
citizen.
Yeah. He's always smoking a cigar and he's just, I don't know what he does.
He doesn't do anything.
He's a lot
I
like...
can't stand him, though.
He's a lot like our Little Time Tommy.
Little time Tommy. But I actually slid in his DMs to try and get him on our show, and he didn't even respond.
He didn't respond.
The nerve.
The nerve of Big Time
Yeah,
Tommy.
who do you think he is?
So Saturday or Thursday night, I'm at Governor's. I'm waiting by the bar. I'm waiting to go in the back, and I see Big Time Tommy waddle through the doors. I'm like, whoa, that's Big Time Tommy. He walks in with his sunglasses on.
He's got to keep him
the
on, too.
jumpsuit. He's got a cigar that's unlit that he's holding,
That bothers me.
and he walks through. And I'm like, oh, there he is. And he knows everybody in there. He's like, how you doing? How you doing? Just shaking hands. He's being Big Time Tommy.
Oh, my God.
Right?
He's being Big Time.
So I guess Governor's does a radio show there. So he was on a radio show. And then he went out to watch the rest of the show after he does the radio show. So I get up on stage, and the first thing I notice is Big Time Tommy dead center. And it's like all I can think of, because he's wearing his sunglasses. And I'm like, there.
Does he think he's a Don?
Probably.
So
nice guy.
Is he in character?
I
Or is
think-
that his character who he is?
I think that might be who he is.
I don't buy it. It's character, but whatever.
So he's there. I actually heard. I got him to laugh at something. I don't even know what it was, but I saw his mouth go like he did a Big Time.
Fuck him. You shouldn't have to worry about making him laugh.
I didn't, but it was right in front. I'm like, if I'm gonna get somebody to laugh in here, it better be Big Time Tommy. So after the show, I go up to the bar.
What joke was it?
I don't even know. I don't know, to be honest with
I'm
you.
surprised.
One of his 5.
Yeah, which bit was it? Which one did you rotate into the bit?
I hate to tell you guys.
How much time did you have?
I got a 7th joke now. I did 8.
You got a
minutes.
new one?
I did 8. But after the show, I go to the bar and Big Time Tommy's standing there, and he's shaking hands with people. And I make a conscious decision. I was like, I'm not gonna go up to him because everybody's going up to him, and I did my old rule of he comes to me. So I waited, and it was this awkward thing because the guy in front of me like shook Big Time Tommy's hand, and I was kind of just sitting there, and I didn't do anything, and he's standing right next to me. And you know when somebody's wearing sunglasses and you don't know if they're looking at you?
Yeah.
So it was weird, and there was a crowd there, and finally he reached out his big paw and he's like, good show, real funny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, thanks,
there you
man,
go.
thanks, appreciate it. And then I walk outside, and his Cadillac is directly in front of
Oh,
Governor's.
my God. I hate
Directly
this
in
guy.
front, and it's got a picture on the front on the front windshield.
What is it,
It's got a picture of him, and it says something like "Don't touch the car" or hands off the car.
Oh, my God. I would have put my fingerprints right in the windshield.
So yeah, he'll be on the podcast next week.
So,
No.
But Big Time Tommy, you said he stuck out his paw. You shook it?
I shook it.
How's his hand?
It's big,
Soft.
man. He's big.
Soft?
No, I didn't notice because I was overwhelmed with the aroma of cigar around
Yeah.
me.
Big fingers or big hand?
Big everything, but not tall.
Ooh.
No,
Big everything. He knows
Yeah.
his throat was bothering him by the end of the night.
no, he was like he was a short guy, but just wide. He's that look.
Like
Yeah, I
you?
know that looked awfully well.
You guys?
Hey, I'm losing weight, man. I'm on Weight Watchers. Back up.
No, you're not, are you?
Yeah, I am, man. I have 7
Since
points
when?
left
7 points left
for the
today?
day. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I hate the point system.
Yeah, it looks like you hate the points. Oh, man.
What's 7 points get you?
7 points? It depends, man. I can get
Get
like...
some one French fry,
No,
maybe
no.
a thing, a head of lettuce.
6 almonds.
I'm not even... I probably, we're going to do a mic after this. Maybe I'll get something small,
At Ziggy's?
Yeah, I'm not going to get anything. Never mind. I
Just
forgot
say
what
Ziggy's doesn't sound like anything there is under 7 points.
No.
Could you have one buffalo wing?
I probably could, yeah.
Now, when you have 7... I've always wanted to do Weight Watchers, but I just
You don't
can't.
need to.
I just...
Yeah,
I
you're a
can't
skinny
bring
dude,
my-
even though you're sitting down. I
Well,
can't
he
tell.
Yeah,
gained a lot of
no,
weight. No,
I
he
just-
gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, I did.
You know, he
Thanks,
used to be
Brendan.
in better shape when I knew him. Years
So
ago.
if you gained a lot of weight, him gaining a lot of weight is what I want to look like losing a lot of weight.
Like, you'd be okay with the before picture?
yeah.
Use the Bowflex before. It's like, the before looks great. I would love to look like that. That guy has A cups.
Yeah. It's so true, though. But that's what happens when you're a fat fuck. You
you
look
want-
at people who are skinny and they're like, I just
know.
gained weight. And you're like,
Well, you used to do all that. You know. What the
I
hell
was a
it?
trainer for 5 years.
Yeah, and you don't do it anymore.
No, but in the morning I wake up and I'll watch like a sitcom on Hulu, and I'll do sit-ups or push-ups during it.
Wow.
what
I do
sitcom?
like a-
That seems like you have a specific one in mind.
So I just finished Letterkenny.
Letter
You guys know
Kenny.
Letterkenny?
I've seen it. I've never
Letterkenny's
seen
a
it.
Canadian show, and it's great. It's
That's all
fast
you have?
comedy. What's that?
That's all. It's a Canadian show and it's great. I feel like this is Chick's Picks. So descriptive with your words.
Oh, sorry, B. We don't write. You know, what was that movie that you fucking Babe or whatever it was?
Shut up.
You like Babe the Pig?
He summarized the
I didn't-
longest.
it
What
wasn't
movie
Babe.
was it?
No, it was something about a monkey lost in the hotel.
Oh, Duncan checks in.
Yeah, Dustin checks
let's just say it was a swing and a miss for old B.
For everybody, yeah. It was a tough one to get through. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
But once I started, I committed. I had to go through
It
it.
was one of those where I wish he said it was cool and I wouldn't recommend it, and that's all
Yeah.
we wished.
I basically went frame by frame and explained every part of Duncan checks in. It's not one of my finer moments.
Hey, A for effort.
Hey, there's some hits and some misses on the show. So let's get into our guest here. I want to get a little into
Yes.
you, okay?
Ooh, thanks, man.
First of all, I reached out to you. You are one of my best friends in comedy, I would say. I do. You're somebody that if I have issues, I reach out to you.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
No, you're definitely a guy I know in comedy.
Do you take offense to it that he says best friend in comedy, like everything else doesn't matter?
No.
He's been riding on my coattails for 2 years now. It's crazy.
How dare you? No.
But only in comedy he's friendly with you. Outside of comedy, you can go fuck
No,
yourself,
no.
Nick.
That's not what I mean. I mean, comedy is its separate world, is it not?
It is, and I've reached out to you outside of comedy. Like, I'll reach out to you with
course.
life advice because you're like geriatric. You got some wisdom.
See? That could have gone. I'm like, he's gonna go nice or he's gonna go nasty?
No, but when it comes to real life stuff, I reach out to you.
Yes.
When it comes to comedy, though, you know,
Okay.
You're above them.
yeah.
That's very true.
Sounds about right.
No, it is. It is. He is above me in comedy.
No, that's a
Who's-
such an obviously a joke. Brendan runs the greatest show in all of Farmingdale. I mean, how
Are you talking about my alibi open mic?
the Alibi open mic is one too, and then your garden show.
You know what I love about the Alibi is that I still don't even
That
know
you
where
haven't
it
been
is
there?
on Main Street.
It's the one with all the doorknobs.
I gotta double check this one out tonight, maybe. I mean, tomorrow night I gotta check this.
You want to
place
come
out.
to Ziggy's with us tonight?
What's Ziggy's?
It's in Massapequa.
I'm actually doing one of my odd jobs tonight.
What is your odd? I noticed you're not wearing sweatpants, so you are doing something.
Well, I'm doing laundry, first off.
Wait, so laundry day for you is when you wear real clothes?
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah, I
What a
go. I
lifestyle,
step
man.
outside of comfortable when I'm doing laundry. But I do. How often do you listen? Right now. I'm currently in
Every
between
episode you
jobs.
listen to.
Truthfully, I listen to I thought you got a job recently.
I did, but it's not
Depends
really
when
many
you listen.
hours.
So I
Depends
listen-
when you listen.
The last one I heard, you got the job.
Well, yes, and it's
Did
not
you
a
hear
lot
the
of
one where he
hours.
lost it?
Okay, I
So
didn't hear the
did
one
you
where you
get
lost
the
it.
one where you lost it? No, I didn't lose that job. There's just no hours, and it's pretty much a wash. But I've been doing a lot of odd end stuff, like a lot of rides to the airport, which
Now,
now
like your friends, you driving friends?
I drive friends. Yeah, only people I know.
Yeah.
But the people I know need a lot of little favors, and because I have a lot of time, I'm there to fulfill these needs. And right now, I'm taking a class for somebody and a test. It's about a 30-hour course.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you're taking a class?
It's. I mean, I don't want to get into too many deets, but I'm taking a class that somebody needs to take, and they paid me to base. It's not like I have to go there and do it, but I can do it online.
Okay.
But
so,
it's
a
something
variety?
that takes 30 hours.
Okay.
so you're doing like
This whole weekend I've been doing it.
wow.
And I'm making a nice little chunk. No, because one, I've taken the test already. I've done it myself.
Okay. So
But even if I had to, it's a pretty fairly easy. It's just time consuming.
Okay.
So they were like, "Listen, you take it. I'll give you money for it." I'm like, "Boom! I have receipts now. If anybody needs rides to the airport and needs to write them off, I bought a receipt book at Target."
Oh, that's
Wait, what do you need
legit.
receipts for?
So now, I could basically give rides to somebody. Let's say I want to give my friend who's going on business away, and he needs a ride to the airport. And their company usually pays for their transportation.
I got you.
So, but they usually need receipts. So now I write out a receipt. They'll pay me, and then the company pays them.
Incredible. You know what? If you put your mind to a real job.
So right now
is it-
I'm doing a lot of entrepreneurship type things, and I'm making a lot of.
He calls it.
What's the name of your driving company? If you're giving out receipts, do you work for someone, or is this your own company? Is this the
It's
Adult
my
Babies
own-
limo
It's
service?
That's what it
basically my own company. I'm not LLC'd yet. But I'm working on that. So right now it's just a blank receipt book. It doesn't really matter. You don't need a company name on it.
No, definitely.
You got to get a company name though. If you
Yeah, we should do that.
So if anybody's listening and they need rides, holler
Hit
at
him
your
up.
boy.
Yeah. Chick picks you up.
Chicks picks you up.
That'll be great, man.
And the whole time you talk about movies. Hey, you see this one?
That's basically what I do anyway.
There's just one on Hulu called Letterkenny. It's a Canadian film.
It is on Hulu. It's wonderful.
No.
But he also doesn't get. They yelled at me for being too descriptive on my picks.
I love your picks, man. I watch those
Do you
movies.
watch any of them? All right, good.
People do listen. I just mess with you.
No, I know, but
He
I used to detail the movies, and then it was like, "Chick, you're giving us too much."
Did you say Parasite recently?
Yes,
I
love
watched
that
Parasite
movie.
because of you.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
By the way,
Didn't you watch it and not like it?
I never watched it.
Somebody just recently watched it and they didn't really like it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I thought it was you. I honestly
No, it
I don't
wasn't me.
remember who told me. I get so many people.
Here's what I had to do about Parasite, though. Like, I watched it with my girlfriend, but I told her I heard about it. Because I feel like if I said you were my source, she would have been like, I'm not watching
No
a movie from adult babies.
fucking way. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
you can't. You can't.
You know what gave it a lot of it gave it some credit was when it got all those awards at the
What, when it won the best movie of the year?
Yeah.
That's
And
what
best
gave it some
director.
credit?
But I'm saying that's what gave me my pick some, it gave me a little good reputation that I have good choice.
You didn't pick, you know
I
what?
picked that way before it was even up for Best Picture.
You called it, bro.
I called it.
But
It's an
it was-
excellent movie.
But it was also, like, in the running. It wasn't like out of nowhere.
Okay, but it was also a movie it's Korean and in subtitles. It's not like a common thing for us.
You know what? We missed a real big opportunity with you that we should have done your Oscars picks.
Oh, I nailed it too because I gave my friends it
Well, we'll never know. I don't know
right
if I
before the Oscars because I like to tell people if I predict things that I predicted everything. I send out.
How could you not?
I have to do it.
Well, next year.
And my best picks.
Can you remember next year we're gonna do Chick's Oscar picks? And
Yes,
we'll see what
we
you
did
got
it the
right.
year before.
Yeah, we did do that. So
Yep.
we have to do that next year. Now, Nick, I want to get into. We did a show last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday in New
And
Hyde Park.
New Hyde Park, and man, we all got pretty drunk on this show. By the way,
Do you live on the island?
I live in Queens.
Oh, okay. It's on the island.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
But you do more city shows than Long Island shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
so we do this show, and it was one of those shows where like all of our friends were on it. So
This is the one you asked me to go to?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it was a good time to have a few drinks, right?
Yeah, so this show was produced by guys from Staten Island, and I love the Staten Island guys. I think Staten Island is our brothers and sisters that we just don't communicate enough with. You know what I
It
mean?
is like
They're like our estranged Long Island family,
They are.
right?
They are cousins of the Long Island breed.
They are
Yeah.
very similar.
Yeah.
There's differences, but it's similar.
Here's the thing: I get offended when people not from Staten Island or Long Island talk shit about either one of us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if someone from Long Island starts talking shit about Staten Island, I love jumping on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
Like, I love shitting all over Staten Island. But I feel like, if Staten Island was here with me, they'd be like shitting on us, you know?
Yes,
so it's
100%,
all
yeah.
family. It's all fun.
It is.
They're a little easier to poke at, too, than most of the other boroughs and Long Island.
It's because they don't have a Billy Joel.
Does it bother you that we're not a borough?
No,
Yes.
it doesn't bother
It
me.
bothers me.
I got into an argument with someone at work the other day where I was like, Nassau's the 6th borough, and he's like, it's not. And I'm like,
I mean, I know, but it should be.
it should be. It's when you travel the country at all, Nassau is just such a strange place that only exists here because it's the suburb of the biggest city in the world.
I don't get why we're not I don't know what the definition of a borough is.
Then? Like, Suffolk County, is that a borough too?
Well, I would just put Long Island as a
its
borough.
own borough?
Long Island's its own borough.
You stop at the Hamptons, I think.
And
Yeah, the Hamptons don't count.
Yeah,
That's
Hamptons
just a
don't
bougie
count.
fucking
And then the Hamptons
area.
are like, what about us? We're just...
They don't care because they're only there fucking half the year.
Hamptons everyone there wishes no one knew who they were, so
So nobody went
the
there.
Illuminati shit that they're up to over there.
It's so true.
And then Montauk.
And Montauk.
And we claim Montauk. But Hamptons, it would just not even be on a map.
Exactly, and it doesn't even need to be. They're
its
only
own
there
separate-
2 months of the year.
No, that's not true.
They're not there in the winter.
There's a lot of people that are there in the wintertime.
The show, though, that we did was in New Hyde Park.
Let's get into that.
New Hyde Park is like Queens.
It
If
is.
you walk through New Hyde, is half of it in Queens, or
Yes,
is that
it
just
is
four?
actually
I think
no,
it is, yeah.
it is. I think it's like a right down the middle. But
I guess what I'm saying is a lot of Indian people live there. I think. That's
You're
what-
right. You're right.
Oh, sorry guys, I didn't know that was gonna bomb with the Long Island folks.
no.
I said that as a joke, and you guys were just both like, "Yep." And I was like, "All right, I'm kidding."
Well, I was taking it as fact. I was like, you're right.
I've never been there too much, so I didn't know.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
right.
exactly how I know. He's like, "I'll take your word for it. I would never go
That's
there."
exactly what it was. It's like, okay, all right.
No, it's, yeah, that place is, it was a weird place, though. It was, the show was set up, the microphone was set up in, like, what is it, a partition? What are those things called?
Right outside of the foyer, I think.
So, like,
The foyer.
when you went on stage, well, it's warm. You want that?
I'm gonna drink this warm Michelob. I'm sorry. Is this bad radio?
Not at all.
No,
All right.
that's good radio.
So when you go, the way the mic stand was set up, half of the right side of the quote unquote stage was the bar area, and the left part was like a where people were eating dinner. So you had
It's
to
a
sort
dining
of bounce
area.
in between. Yeah, I mean there was.
And you were in the middle.
Yes, and there was, and in the center of that was like a wall. So you had to bounce in between two.
That's weird. The wall makes it
It
even
didn't
more
go
awkward.
all the way up, but it was like halfway.
I get it. It's
you know?
still weird.
So, first of all, I want to give a shout out to our co-producer Nikki Matson because it was a tough crowd that night.
Does she host?
Yeah, she hosts the Wonderland Landfill shows.
She hosts a lot. But
So this was a Wonderland
No,
film?
it wasn't.
Oh.
No, but we, Wonder Landfill, being the premier Long Island promoters that we are friends with the Staten Island guys because we're trying to bring us together
like
and be on a
one-
united front.
Okay,
we're all
I got
united.
you.
And
But it was a tough show. People weren't paying attention.
it was ambush comedy.
Is that you mean that in that like people aren't paying attention? You just throw the comedy at them.
It's just like we set up a speaker. No one was there for comedy. We
They're
set up
there
a
for
speaker and go,
salads and
all right,
steak."
you guys ready for the show? And no one's just like, wait, what?
What?
They didn't turn off any TVs. The lights were on. There
Still
was
hear the
nothing.
Nick game in the background.
Yeah, you might as well. You could have said anything you wanted. And the two hosts, can we say their names?
Greg and Rob.
Greg and Rob, the greatest dudes in the world from Staten Island.
Yeah. You've met them, twins.
Oh, the guys they did a show that I seen of yours. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. They've been on our shows. So yeah, Greg and Rob are hosting.
And
Wait,
Did Nick just fall asleep?
no, I thought he was gonna take it away. So this show had us and all of our friends on it. So it was like.
And me and
Shouts out! Can I do some shouts out? Shouts out!
Shouts out?
Shouts out!
Yeah,
Nick
you can.
Tillelli. Shouts out! Travis Grant.
Travis.
Shouts out! Joe Mahoney, and I think that's it, right?
somebody else is there.
No.
I feel
Anyway.
bad for this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was you. And then
He's
Yeah,
forgettable.
that's
the show starts, and Greg and Rob do their thing, and then the first guy who goes up is trying to do material to people who aren't listening, but he's trying to pull people in by like, this guy knows what I'm talking about, and he doesn't. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Guy's got a mouthful of calamari, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, I got coleslaw in his beard. He's like, I'm saving this for later. You know, this white trash poor people salad.
Oh, I gotta keep this bookmark this because that reminded me of something I watched last night.
And then, so he goes up, and I realize, like, material's not going to work. So I go up, and what I do for my first 3 minutes is I don't say a word. I just hold the microphone,
He's trying to get their attention.
Oh, this
by
is
not talking.
I took a real, you're looking at the right hand, and I hit him with the left hand. That's what I did. I said, this guy's holding a microphone and not talking. I want to hear what he has to say. So I had everyone's attention. It got quiet.
Did
right?
you really?
Yeah, and then
It worked?
And then he starts
The
doing the
second I
material.
started speaking, everyone was like, "Oh, he's just gonna talk," and I lost everyone. I started doing material, and they were just like, "Oh, I liked him better when his mouth was
You should
shut."
have just gave a political statement.
Oh my god!
I know,
They literally looked at him like, "Oh, maybe the key to this is if we pay attention, they won't talk."
Well, that's what I said too.
You
and
should have
this is
Forrest Gumped them.
I did 3 minutes. I was just waving at people. I was looking at things, picking stuff up, like reading labels. And people started looking, and they were like, "Oh my god, this guy's holding a microphone and not talking." And in my head, I'm like,
They were looking at like he's like a zoo animal.
"Yeah,
You should have just said thank you and then walked off.
I should have." And what I made the mistake of going, "Isn't this weird?" That everyone pays attention to me when I'm not speaking into a microphone. The second I said that, everyone was like, "Oh, what a dick," and went back to eating. And then I was like, "Yeah, I was on the train. I was playing Final Fantasy VII," and like, "Oh, what a fucking cuck. I don't know."
That's amazing.
And I lost everyone.
See, once you got everybody, that should have been like, I got him, mic drop, and then walk off.
You think?
Yeah. Instead, what I did was
Just
I
try to.
tried. That's my mistake. Is I tried. I stopped
Well,
being.
It was an interesting show because everybody had their own approach to how they were going to handle this. So then, your girlfriend goes up, and
She's also a comedian. We don't have to just base her.
You're right,
We don't
I'm
have
sorry.
to objectify her as
Sorry.
my
This
girlfriend.
guy's got no respect for ladies.
for women.
What does that even mean?
You just
It's
don't.
Black
Just the way
History
you're
Month
talking
too, man.
about
Yeah,
it.
right. Sorry. You're
Just the way you're talking about it.
so
right
Nikki
now.
gets up, and she figures out how to control this room, and she was like, "Can you give me 5 minutes? Can you give me 10, please? I'm the only woman here." Anyway, she was using herself as a woman on it.
She is a woman.
Yeah, but
She was using herself
She
as a
played a
woman.
great
She
angle.
played a
Yeah.
great.
she got it, and
Well,
nailed it. Well, go.
The thing that worked out was the fact that so at the bar was a bunch of old men who had quips for everything. You know those guys
Yes.
who have a joke for
By
everything.
the way,
Yeah.
one of them got on stage 3 times, and he told us that he was one of the original members of the Jerky Boys. And we're like, "No, you're not."
Maybe he was.
No, he wasn't. Maybe he was.
No, he was just a sad guy.
He was just an old man that was just
He went to
confused.
the Jerky Boys.
I was for the Jerky Frank Rizzo. We're like, "All right, sit down,
Frank
man."
Rizzo.
So that's old men at the bar, and then on the other side of this table was a group of 8 women and 1 guy. And Nikki went over
That's
to them
important
saying,
to say.
yeah. Nikki goes over to them and goes, "Hey, I'm the only woman on the show. Can you guys just give me 10 seconds? I'll say one joke, and if I'm good, pay attention. If I'm not, don't pay attention anymore." She tells the one joke, and they were like, "Oh, we'll give her a shot."
It
Oh,
was the perfect way to get this, and she had them the entire time.
good for her.
She had him the whole time, and then the next comic who went on, I think, was our good friend Nick Tillelli, who's been on the show.
Good old Nick Talley
Nick is
goes
one of
on.
my favorites.
Yeah.
Nick's the best. And what he decided to do was, I saw what Nick
Would he
Labrise
berate
did.
everybody?
Oh, he instantly attacking. He went over to the table of women that were so nice to Nikki and just went, "So what are we doing? Celebrating a divorce?" And then they start cracking up, and he looks at the one guy at the table. Is like, "What are you, the one soft husband who came out?" And
You're the one guy that is insecure about his wife being out
Oh,
with
is
his
this the
girlfriend.
one? Oh,
Yeah.
you did mention this.
Yeah, so immediately it went from "Oh, we actually have a good comedy show going" to "Fuck these people."
And
was
the
such
way
a-
the room is set up, like I said, the bar's over here and the tables are over here. So he's sort of bouncing between the two, just destroying both ends
Both
of
sides of the room.
just burning down both sides of the forest. And then
Makes me laugh.
and now the one guy that's there, he definitely was insecure. Nick was right. He was insecure. And he sits and he he worked out. You can tell I think he actually was a personal trainer, we found out. And so after Nick had said something to him, he goes, "I'm the guy that wipes the floor with you," or said something to him.
He said, I'll wipe your ass up and down the street."
That's what it is.
And Nick was like, "What does that even mean? My gay uncle's never said anything to me that gay."
He just
Nick he's a witty dude too.
It was great because the guy he shut him up. The guy had nothing to say, and Nick just he won. He won that round.
Good
and
for
then
Nick.
Nick won. The audience lost, though.
The audience,
No one was into anything else he had to say after he threatened the one guy.
yeah, really, oh God. And I saw that one guy. I was watching him the whole time, and a few times, the wife of that guy kept saying to him, like, calm down, because he was already, like, on edge about what people were saying. And
He's the worst.
Yeah, he was already annoying. And then, but I'm going on after Nick, and I'm looking at him like, I go from Nikki, who's, like, got this room going, and then Nick just burns
Pour
it
it down.
And I'm like, oh, great.
Fuck this show.
I'm like, great, now I have to go up, and I have nothing to offer this crowd. It was a nightmare. And then, so this is what I want to ask you, because I go up, and we're all doing 8 minutes or something like that, which is more than enough in this room. And I go up, and Greg and Rob leave the room. I don't get a light. So what, they were arguing with the manager at some point? What was
Yeah, so
happening?
Brendan is our headliner, and
That's amazing in
Yeah,
itself.
yeah,
That's not-
he went last.
I just went last. I wasn't.
I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like everybody went before you.
I think it was
should
one
have
of those
headlined over
things
you.
like
Yeah.
it was just he's the oldest.
I'm the oldest. They're like, let's just throw him
Is that
out.
what it's come down to? You're just a vet in the game now, B?
I'm not a vet in the game.
He's a vet in life.
That's more accurate.
He's lived many lives.
He has.
Thank you.
That's why his back's crooked.
God.
But Brendan's up there, and he's not doing material. He's trying to charm these ladies. He didn't even
was.
fuck with the old men at the bar. He's like, I see 8 women here.
And that's all I'm gonna
middle-aged.
talk to.
Some of them are desperate. I've got them in. So he starts talking to them, doing his material, and we're all laughing, making fun of him after all of his... Because, as we know, B's material is very self-deprecating and sad.
Yes.
So after every line, all the comics go, "Aww."
Well, the women started doing that. Like, I said one joke, and they're like, "Aw." And then after everything I said, these idiots on the side, all the comics are like, "Oh." After everything I
He's like,
said.
I got fired by my family. Aww.
By the way, do you know the first thing I said to them? The lady was like, "Don't talk to me," and she had cancer. She was in remission. Do you remember that?
No, I was
Wow,
listening.
you know how to bring you just know how to bring every situation to awkward.
I didn't know. I was like, let me not focus on the guy that is about to fight Nick. I was like, let me talk to this nice lady in the front, and she's like, don't mess with me. And I'm like, why? What's wrong? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And she just, I had cancer. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I've been through stuff too. I'm like,
I've had 2 kidney transplants. That was his in. That crowd work.
by the way, they
I
listened
get
after that.
cancer. I had a transplant.
I'm like, anybody here have rickets? I'm like, so I'm up there, and it felt like forever. And at one point, I'm just like, "Where is Greg and Rob? Did they go to Staten? Did they leave? Because I felt
They
like
knew you were coming, and they were like, "Oh, he's got it under control. He doesn't need a light."
I don't know what happened.
What ended up happening was Greg and Rob were arguing with the managers of the bar about getting paid.
Oh God!
Because we obviously
Were you
it wasn't
all
a good
supposed
show.
to get paid?
We all ended up getting paid.
Oh,
They-
good.
Shouts out to them. They're
Yeah.
a great bunch of dudes.
They were great.
But Brendan's up there, and we're just like saying, stretch it. And Brendan did his 3 jokes, and we're like, you got to do more.
I started
And
telling stories.
so Brendan started going,
just-
let me
By the way,
spin a yarn for you.
I pulled up a bar stool because I couldn't stand anymore. My back hurt so much.
All right, looks like I'm going to be up here a little longer than expected.
I sat down like I joined them for dinner.
Yeah, you know, like Mango's in Bethpage. You
Yes,
ever been
I
there?
love
like
Mango's.
Mexican restaurants where like the group of Peruvian dudes or whatever it is, Mexican guys playing guitars come up. I don't know. And Peruvian, whatever, proverbial, whatever. Proverbial.
What does
I
that
didn't know
even
this
mean?
was an English lit class, and we were gonna break down everything I said.
Sorry, go on.
But you know how they come up to you and you're just like, I just want these guys to leave and I don't have any cash to give them.
Yeah.
So you just like, yeah, great song,
Three guys
okay.
playing a little.
Right, and you just want them to go. Brendan is this guy to these people. Like,
Yeah.
he's just up there, pulls up a chair. He's like, I want to tell you guys about the time I met Kobe Bryant.
That's
We're like,
exactly
oh,
No, you didn't. And that's what you went
that was his
with?
go-to.
That was your go-to,
He's like,
that sad story?
Ma'am, I know you had cancer, but Kobe.
I
And
make a wish when I
like,
got my kidney.
Yeah, but Kobe died, right? I mean, some people have it worse. You ever been on a helicopter? Worse than remission. But I I'm drawing straws. I don't have a wealth of material, so I'm like, let me just start telling stories to these ladies. And it was a great night for me.
By the end of it, he tells us one part of the story that was clearly a manufactured bit. And the ladies stop him as he's telling the story, going, "Why don't you talk more about that?" So they heckle him with like good things. It's not like it was a good thing.
I know
you
exactly
should work
what
on
it
that
was.
material.
I know exactly what it was. In that Kobe stuff, I talk about Make-A-Wish. I'm doing I'm working on a little story about
So you're now working the Kobe Bryant into a joke?
No. It's like a story, like
Joke, because you do stand up.
Yeah, but it's hard to explain. Like it's more of like
He's so multifaceted now.
Yeah, B
No.
doesn't tell jokes. He just tells real life experiences.
His life is just comedy.
I started telling this. I guess it's a joke about me meeting Kobe. So if you want to but it's more of a story. It's drawn out like a story. And in one part, I talk about that there's prostitutes in the room next door of a hotel room. It's not even true, and it's just a part of this little bit, like Nick said. And that's what they want to know more about. The one thing that was false in this whole story. That they're like, tell us more about. This is like middle-aged women. I'm like, I didn't think that was your material.
Everybody loves filth.
No, not everybody.
Who doesn't love a good story about whores?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
You should be more vulgar. I tell you that all the time.
I know. Listen, you should be more on time to things. But you have to be who you are.
You guys are both older than me. You're adult babies. Have you ever gotten a whore?
Yes.
Yeah, he has. I haven't.
You haven't, B, huh?
No.
How does that work? Because I don't want a whore. I don't need one, but I'm so interested in the whole process.
It's not a tough process. I mean, listen, the only ones I've...
listen.
in AC, they flock to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At
He
the,
did
the,
one.
the if anybody does really want to know, you go to the the Circle Bar at Harrah's,
Yeah.
and they just flock to you over there.
We shared a room once, and he had himself.
Whoa.
What?
I don't know.
Were you invited?
Yes. I'm not
See,
saying
like, you can
who's
throw
and
five
where's.
and get in on this.
It's always a group thing.
It's a group thing. And I couldn't get into my room because Chick was with company. But yeah, you're good at that.
You're good at that.
That's like street smarts.
He does have street smarts.
I'm very street savvy.
Yes.
I'm just not really.
Real life savvy.
No, I can. You're a charming guy.
He is
Yep.
charming.
I've had some stories. It's been some good
does.
times.
He does have stories. Why? You interested in getting a prostitute?
No, I could never.
Why?
Everybody
Maybe
says
next time.
that,
I'm like
and it's
that.
not what
I
everybody
couldn't.
thinks always. And sometimes you don't even. It's just. I mean, you can have some fun.
Gross. I couldn't.
No, it's not. I'm not even talking about the sexual thing. Like, I just have some fun stories.
You have any for us?
I mean, there was one chick that turned into like basically a member of the bachelor party that we were at.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Where like
That was the best.
she was
bachelor.
hanging out with us to the point where she came up and was like, me and her were smoking in the room before we went out, and I'm not even doing anything, like, or paying for anything. Like, there's been a story where we were at another bachelor party where I think you were at this one too, where we had some entertainment and the entertainment kicked one of the girls out of their car home, and we were in the sticks.
Not only kicked this woman out, it was like, have you ever seen a cartoon where like Bugs Bunny, you'll see like a foot come out of a car and then like something rolls down a hill? That's how this woman was kicked. It was like a Dodge Caravan, side door opens up, a high heel foot comes out and kicks the stripper outside.
And she was lucky she was with like normal guys, and we weren't like these fucking sick fucks who were gonna
That's
like.
You guys aren't pigs, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
we're not
we
pigs.
weren't like savages.
We did try to lose her at the casino, and she ended up.
But
coming
she
back.
wound up hanging out for the whole weekend because our whole thing was like, we can't, in clear conscience, you can't just kick her out. We were in the wilderness basically, and we were in like a remote cabin. So she hung out with us for the whole weekend, and we went to the casino the next night, and we were like, all right, now's our chance that we don't have to take her home. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, we can
yeah,
leave her at the
it's a smart
casino,
move.
she's an adult, let her figure it out, cab it, whatever, from the casino.
She'll meet somebody there, high roller.
So sure enough, most of us leave without her. Sure enough, the three idiots that didn't come in the cab with us, in the bus with us, get a cab. They said they saw her right before they got the cab. She hopped in with them and got back with us.
Oh,
It was
so
like,
she
what about
linked-
Bob, where Bob's always winds up back there?
I remember sitting in this we had like a big campfire, and I'm sitting there having a beer, relaxing with one of the dads of the of the groom or
The groom's father was there, and the bride's father, like his father-in-law. The whole situation, it was unexplainable, but it was all fun, and it was literally a good time.
Yeah, and I remember sitting at this fire, and the last cab shows up, and I'm like, all right, well, we're all clear for. And you just hear this voice like, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm back! Oh, no. And everybody at the fire was like,
Dude,
well, we're not driving her home.
This girl was such a disaster. We were trying to give her, like, we were barbecuing, and we were trying to give her, like, normal drinks and food. And she wouldn't take that food, but she would, like, scavenge eat, like crumbs off of plates.
It was very weird.
Dude, it was so weird.
And then she was doing party tricks. Where she was, like, have you ever been to SeaWorld where the whale like squirts water at you?
Yeah.
She was doing something along those lines. Sitting on a rented couch just.
Wait, was she just peeing on you guys? What do you mean?
Yeah, we don't know
Let's just
what
say
it was.
there was a lot of stuff going on, and her dress was see-through by the end of the night.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, this was... It was the greatest weekend ever.
It really was.
One of the best bachelor parties.
I have pictures of that.
And sure enough, I was in the group of guys who had to drive her back home.
That's right, yeah.
So she passed out the whole way home. We had her do one little video where she showed us her tits and shook them and wished the bachelor one last, like, fun weekend. And we filmed that in the back seat and sent that to everybody. But when we got back to, I mean, as soon as we crossed the bridge to get into New York, we dipped into the city, dropped her off at probably the first fucking corner or stop.
Didn't you, like, drop her off right outside the George Washington Bridge?
Basically, that's what I'm saying. She's like, all right, this is fine. I'll get a cab from here. We're like, yeah, thank you. Fucking got back on the highway and drove
Why don't
home.
you just jump off the bridge at this point? Who cares?
It was basically like last person to hang out with her, and whoever was driving the car I was in was the last person, and it wasn't me, I
My
swear.
God.
I can honestly swear I did nothing with her.
Yeah, no, I don't think I
saint.
did either. It was.
I know, but, you know.
Yeah, he was very.
It was a great time.
Saint check. What? That was a great time. That was a great bachelor.
But yeah, that was so. I've had some encounters with entertainment, and it's always usually fun.
Yeah. That was a great
So
one.
what's sadder, the horror life or the comics life?
Oh, the comics
Well,
life.
what do you mean, the actual whores?
Yeah, I mean, you got B over here.
Yeah.
You're tight
Oh, it's
with
got to
him.
be the whore life.
Yeah.
Most guys, because
It's
most
sort of-
guys
it's
were
really-
probably coming there and are just very blatantly, probably just using and abusing you.
Sounds a lot like comedy.
Yeah, but you're like, I don't know, you're not going home and having to brush your teeth every time you get off stage. And clean your fucking... and clean up. You know what I mean?
I don't see the
I see
connection.
what
but-
you're saying.
How don't you
now.
see the connection? Do you want me to explain that to
Yes.
you? You're
Oh,
not
'cause
going
they-
on stage and blowing dudes and having your people use your body whatever they want.
You don't know
Yeah,
what
but
we've done
that's-
for stage time.
That's the body. What about our egos? We have very fragile egos.
Well,
we
you know
do.
what?
Our eagles get bruised.
Okay, on the ego tip, but they, I'm just saying, I think the whores got it worse.
Me and Nick have had some rough nights. You remember the one
I
night we?
think that's crazy that you compare it to a whore's life.
It's very. There's a lot of similarities.
At
believe
least
it
they
or
get
not.
paid every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
This is my art.
And when they have a gig, they know someone's going to show up. Like, when we have gigs, we don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they don't know who's going to show up. It could be somebody who's going to murder you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't have to worry about death when you're out
You
there.
never know.
we die 1,000 deaths on stage.
We die
my
every
friend.
night.
Yes,
I
but
died
you
3
live to
times
see
on
another
Saturday night.
death. It's like fucking
Yeah,
Mario's
that's great.
world.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's great. There was one, me and Nick did a few months ago, and I'll never forget it. We did 2 open mics, which are already terrible, and the 2 of us went, like, it was one of those weird things where we went back-to-back both times in a row, and both mics we did so bad, and we just drove home, just like, do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember really thinking, like, I'm going to quit.
I'm like, we should not be doing. What are we doing? Like, we stood up there in 2 different rooms, and people looked at us like we were. It was the worst.
To be honest with you, I think the comedy thing is harder in the sense that, like you said, you do come home and you're like, wow, I thought this could be a good thing in my life, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Not that it is awful, whereas a horde goes into it knowing this is not going to be fun, but You got to eat.
Right. I feel like with a whore, you get like. Have you ever seen the movie Requiem for a Dream?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, at the end, the girl's a whore by the end, but at least she gets her drugs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If we bomb, we don't get anything.
We don't get our
We
drugs.
just sit in that bomb.
Yeah,
and then we have to be
until
like,
your
I
next
guess-
laugh.
And you have to
I'm
wait
gonna
till the
get up.
next time.
And you have to wait until next time, but then you get the yips, and then you can't perform, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. But we made it. We made it through, right?
Yeah,
We're
we
doing
did.
good.
Yeah, we always do. You know.
There was a show that Brendan and I both did in Staten Island,
Oh yes.
which was...
You love Staten Island, I think. You
dude,
should
I
move.
That's, I don't know.
We just have we have our friends. There's like different sections of comedians.
I know, I
There's like the
gotcha.
Staten Island guys.
I'm just not someone who thinks it's cool to hate on Staten Island because it's the borough that you don't go to. You know what I mean? Why don't we make fun of the Bronx or make fun of or Manhattan?
Well, the Bronx gave us, they gave some people the Yankees. They gave us rap and hip hop.
Yeah, they gave Brendan a kidney.
That's
They
true.
gave Brendan
They
a
did,
kidney.
my first one.
What has Staten Island ever done?
By the way, Bronx sounds like a place you'd lose a kidney. Since we're throwing bits around.
The Bronx.
What does Staten
sounds-
Island give us? They have the garbage dump. They have the Staten Island ferry. Some would say
The Staten Island Ferry. The only reason why that's useful is because of the city.
some would say that the Statue of Liberty is in Staten Island. It's,
Some will also say
in
it's in New Jersey.
that body of water.
It is closer to the city and Jersey before it is Staten Island.
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I passed it. I the reason why I say is I passed Lady Liberty 3 times a week now, and it's Staten Island's right there. It's right, but Jersey's over there somewhere too.
And the city's not right there?
Well, yeah, we're not going to do a geography lesson for you. I know you don't get out of the house often, but it's right there.
All right. B gets out so much.
I do.
Gets out to Staten Island.
I do get out. So what would that show was?
Was it a bar? Or
It was
pizzeria?
a bar.
It was a bar pizzeria. One
And
of
it was
those
right
types
under the
of
train trestles,
Yeah.
which is
And it
always
was
a
right
great
by
place
their
to-
cute little train.
Yeah.
Staten Island has a train. It's a mile long island, but they have a train.
Have you guys ever played like at a coffee shop?
Yeah.
I always see those, and like whenever I see a movie about, and there's always a comedy where it's done in like a coffee shop where someone's just standing in like a
I
shop.
used to host at Flux, so we used to.
Ted, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you did. You're forgetful.
Well, I am. Pot's one hell of a drug.
So we do this show, and by the way, before it was so gross out, you had to buy like socks or something. So we're shopping before
Oh, I
this.
think I remember this. Did you
It
ever?
was raining out, and my socks were soaked. So we went to
Would you step in a puddle?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was
man.
gross.
I got bad shoes. So we went to a Marshall's, and in Marshall's, the socks, the ones that were on clearance, were all the Black Panther socks. And I was just like, of course, the Black Panther ones are on clearance in Staten Island. Why wouldn't they be? So I pick up a pair of those. I still wear them, and every time I put them on, I go, this is diversity, I guess.
Yeah, it was diversity. And my God, that show, they hated me. Oh, they did not like my Irish jokes. They weren't a fan of anything about me.
Well, they're Italians.
Yes. I
Heavily
should've-
Italian.
And
What do
my-
they call the Verrazano now? The Guinea Gangplank?
That's great. But they loved you, Nick, because you went full on Italian with them.
I went right. I knew exactly what these people want to hear.
Well, that's the difference between you, a little more versatile,
Oh,
than our Irish counterpart
oh,
here.
please. Oh,
What, B?
nothing.
I
Say it.
pandered the shit out
He
of these.
pandered
I
to them.
pandered. I did jokes I don't even ever say in my normal act. I was just like, I know this Italian street joke. Let me throw this one out for him.
It was something to be.
It was sickening to watch, but
Was it good?
I was.
I did
grossed
great.
out.
I was the
Did
best
he
one on that
kill?
show, no doubt.
I wanted to throw one of those little glass bottles.
Why
of
are you
Parmesan
so
at
annoyed at him? Because he went to his Italian heritage to make the people laugh?
No.
Where you tried to be yourself
No, I
and failed?
didn't. I don't even think I did the Irish joke.
I
that
opened
night.
up with a riff,
You're
though.
taking me too literally. But you opened up. What did you open?
I opened up with a riff. So this was like, I think it was during like football season, and they had the boxes
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the thing. but everyone's name on the box was like John Carpenter or Tony Plummer, and I was just like,
Sal
I was
Sanitation.
just like, this is the most Staten Island thing I've ever seen. It has their first name, but no one wants to know their real last name in case the loan sharks find them. So you just say what union they're a part of.
That's exactly what it was.
And it killed. And from there, I was just like, so my mom's Italian. She married a Polish guy. How about pierogies? They're weird. And it's like, and they were just like, yeah, fuck those fake ravioli. Like, it was the best. I pandered.
It was so
I did everything. I put
that's
a little
great.
zhuzh on everything.
You have
know?
to. You gotta go. You gotta go to your crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started doing Trump jokes.
did.
I don't have Trump jokes. I was just like, fucking, he's the best. And they're like, yeah, this guy speaks our
You
language.
remember there was somebody that went anti-Trump before you, and there
I
was a
learned.
woman.
Was it you?
No, it wasn't me. But there was this big woman right in the front, and she goes, "Not here, not here."
You gotta know your
She
crowd.
was like 300 pounds, and just like, "Nope, not here," and said it out loud. This guy's like, "Okay."
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I assessed the situation.
oh yeah, you did. Oh, that was a fun night.
That is. I mean, what other good comedy stuff? I like listening to your guys' comedy escapades.
Oh, I don't know. We've told each other we're gonna quit a million times. That's about it.
Yeah, I've never had good news to share.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything new coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a show. We both have a show coming up.
So I have a show come up, and I just started a podcast.
Yeah, let's get into
let's
that.
plug you a little bit.
Yeah,
here,
let's
then.
plug it in. So I just started a podcast, A Few Nicks and Bruises.
Nice.
Which
Is the name.
Which I told you, I listened. I listened during work last week, and it was really good because it's just Nick talking by
Oh,
himself.
it's just you? Okay.
and
Yeah.
it's really interesting. Like I enjoyed it a lot.
It's psychotic.
What is
psychotic.
it? Like, what's your goal, or what are you trying to do with it?
I think it's therapeutic.
I can hear you.
As soft as that sounds.
No,
but
listen,
it's-
I agree with you on that.
Well, what's the premise?
Man, there is a premise that I state every episode, but I never follow it. But the idea is that I like a lot of like niche things that people don't like. So I like
Okay.
explaining why I like those things, and then by the end of the episode, I try to ruin it for myself.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it's silly, but I get down to the root of why, like, oh, why does he like horror movies, or why does he like this thing that no one's ever? What the hell is Letterkenny? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, okay.
And then by
I
the end
gotcha.
of it, I'm like, I'm just trying to prove to myself I'm smarter or better than people. I don't know.
Yeah. But I haven't
All
heard
right.
you talk yourself out of anything.
So what's the name of the podcast again?
A Few Nicks and Bruises
And where could we find it?
on Spotify and SoundCloud and Anchor, but not iTunes.
What the hell is Anchor?
That's just where I recorded.
Why are you not on iTunes?
I don't, because I'm not smart.
He doesn't know how to do it.
Do you know how to get on iTunes?
I can help you figure
We
that
could
out.
barely turn on the sound.
I can talk to Google too to figure it out.
Don't take our advice. You saw us setting up here.
No, you
No,
guys got a good
this
project
this
going on.
thing that I use. Well, I'll show you after here. No one really cares, but I have an app that I use that when you download on it, you could download onto it, like shoots it to other.
Perfect.
Yeah,
We'll talk after.
Yes, we
My
will.
people will contact your people.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And what about you, B?
I have a show this Friday at Industry City in Brooklyn. It's called Holy Grenade. It's at a place called Barrows and Tents. It's a tasting room.
A
So-
tasting room.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll see. Industry City's a cool little spot too. So
All right. Well, if nothing else that you guys want to speak about at the moment,
did
I
you
would
want
like
to get into
Can I plug one show? I got
Oh,
a show
go
on
for it.
Sunday. I got a show on
No,
Sunday.
yeah,
Yeah,
plug.
in Northport.
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 I don't know. It's some weird
The north part of
Indian
Northport.
name. That's a weird Long Island
Yeah,
Indian
it's
name.
very weird. Northport.
But yeah, 7 Courts in Northport.
7 Courts Tavern.
Yeah, you know that place?
Yes, I do.
Really? Is it good?
It's a nice place. There's an upstairs and a downstairs, and I believe there's a fireplace in there.
Yeah, so I'll
that's
be
pretty
there
cool.
on Sunday.
Real cozy.
It's a show at 6:30, so it's nice and
Oh,
early.
nice
You can
and
get
early
home,
show.
Relax, but it'll be a fun time. I'm doing like 20 minutes, I think. So
Oh,
that'll
nice.
be a good time.
Yeah, so you'll have a good time for about 10.
I
and
got some zingers. I can zing the audience for a little
Yeah,
bit. You
you
know
could.
me, I can read an audience.
Oh, you could read an audience.
So I'll read the
B
audience.
goes out with the same material and hit or miss.
Yeah, he's
that's
just like,
that's not true. That's not true. You know what though? I do go out with material. Unlike our friend Chick, who doesn't go out at all.
Oh,
was
I've
that
been
a
trying-
burn? Was that
is that a
supposed to be
burn because I don't go out?
No, I want him to do comedy.
He does. He wants me to go out and do comedy.
Because he
Doing
has an-
comedy. That's what this podcast is, no?
This is what I think it is, but he wants me to write and
I
go
want
on
him
stage.
to go on stage.
I have some things that I think would be funny, but I am not good at turning them into written and like entertaining
But
jokes.
you don't try.
I've tried
You
once.
tried once.
And you shot me down on a couple things, and it just disheartened me. I'm like, I suck.
Why don't you do his alibi?
That's what I
open mic?
said. It's really
He's
easy.
trying to get me to do it. I might. He's working
busy.
on it.
He's busy on Tuesday. He's got a
I have a
bowl
dart league.
Or darts, whatever the hell.
Oh,
And then we just moved up to the B League.
Right, you can't skip out on darts.
I'm
No.
a dart fan.
No, you got it. I'm being serious. You got to have hobbies, right?
Yes,
That's what this little
exactly.
cute stand-up thing we do is.
It's true. It is a hobby at the end of the day.
Maybe you could do it a different night, and I'll do it.
Yeah, no, I'll change the whole thing around.
Special guest.
We have a special guest.
First time comic.
Oh, but during that show, this is what I wanted to get into. When I got picked up in an Uber from that show in that we were
Northport?
talking about, in
Staten Island.
no, what the hell was it? The first
New Hyde Park.
New Hyde Park. I got picked up from an Uber, and I got the Uber driver's phone number because he wants to try stand-up comedy, and he's going to be showing.
You get more men's numbers than you do females. It's crazy.
I know, it's really embarrassing.
No, but it's like the weirdest thing. This guy picks up guys for like friendly things, not like, no homo and everything, but it's just like.
I get into a lot of conversation with guys.
And he gets their numbers.
They
It's
give
so
me
weird.
their numbers. I don't ask for phone numbers. I barely get
Listen,
back to
I'm not
text.
saying you're doing it, but it just happens a lot.
You know that I barely write back on text messages, so I'm not like a big phone guy.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
I get people give me their phone number. And so I got this Uber driver's phone number now. His name is Jack, and he wants to show up to Alibi. He didn't show up last week, but he texted me during it. He's like, Brendan, I'm so sorry I didn't make it, but I will for sure be there next weekend.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm hoping tomorrow night my Uber driver goes to the open mic.
That's going to be great. I saw the hottest. I went to go pick up food from the diner last night,
Yeah.
and I saw the hottest blonde cop walk
Really?
into the. And would you ask a cop for her number while she's dressed?
Absolutely not.
Right? Is that?
No.
I didn't
Everything about
either.
It seems unprofessional.
It does, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you saw a hot waitress or somebody, would you ask them for their number?
I've never asked anyone for their number.
Well, neither do I normally. But like, maybe for somebody who's not as, somebody who asks people for their numbers a lot. Is that a wrong time? I just feel like because
I
she's
think
uniformed,
so.
it's weird.
I think a uniform cop is different than a uniform waitress. They're doing different jobs.
Yeah, I feel like you're also, chances are, if you're a cop lady, you're more likely to play for the other team.
That's
Interesting.
true.
Right?
Interesting.
You don't
might
think
be
that's
right.
a crazy take?
I don't know.
Yes, but I don't think a girl who's a lesbian would get mad at you for asking for her number.
Oh, okay.
I think a girl would get mad at you.
I'm just saying, would she be would she you're gonna ask me as a cop, or do you think she'd be like, I don't know?
Yeah, well, she could have hit you with a zinger. Yeah, 911. Give me a call.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done if I was the lady cop.
Yeah. And you could be like, I've met some of your friends back in Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah, I know a couple of you. All right, I was just curious your guys' take if
I would love it if you did ask for a cop's phone number.
if I see her again because she's a Nassau County cop, I
Yeah.
will ask her.
You would?
I would.
All right. I would do it for the podcast.
Just for
Well,
the
let's find
podcast
out.
at
If
this
she's a Nassau
point.
County cop. What, she work 10 hours a month? So then you have to figure out what her hours are.
I might just have to go back to that diner. It's probably a routine thing.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah, go same time. Same
Sunday
time, same
nights
place.
around 9, I'll go to that diner.
What'd you order from the diner, by the way?
I just got a cheeseburger and fries.
All right.
Is that okay?
If you're going to ask
That's
for a
what I would
number, order a Greek salad. Be like, I'm working on it. You know?
Yeah. This isn't all for me.
Right.
By the way, just an update. Chris, we gave Chris a word last week on last week's episode to see if he was listening, and he didn't text us.
Oh yeah, he didn't
He
listen.
never.
And he posted it.
And he posted it.
So he didn't even. He basically
give
took
him-
the recording
We're
and
gonna
posted
give him
it.
another word this week. He's gonna get another chance.
What's your word? I'm not good with
I don't know.
this.
Do you have a word, like a word of the day? What are?
I have a word of the day calendar, actually.
All right. So what's the word?
Do you know what the word of today is?
No.
Do you know what's the last word you remember?
The last word I remember was Grub Street.
Okay.
All right,
Perfect.
there it is.
So Chris, if you're listening, or if anybody that knows Chris, you can even do that. Let Chris know to text me and Chick, Grub Street, and we will know
Grub
you're
Street.
listening.
One thing we did find out is he was on vacation last week.
Yes, he was on vacation.
Because we did reach out to him asking him how Florida was, and he said, "All right, I'm going there tonight."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay."
We thought he was in Florida.
We already thought you were there, but
didn't know
all
what-
right. He went on a vacation first, so we don't. We hopefully he's there right now.
We hope so. We hope so. We hope he's doing good. And if you're listening, buddy, it's Grub Street. Text us, and we will get back to you next week with probably a new word.
We're
going to give him a word every week and see if he writes back. And then when he comes back on the show, we're just going to be like,
and
so
the good
did you
thing
listen?
Is we give it at the end of the show or in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
So we don't let him listen for 10 minutes and then give us the word.
Yeah, you don't want to blow your load too early.
No. We
No,
want to make him
definitely not.
listen. But do I have time for my picks?
Yeah.
Do I?
What time? Yeah.
What time do you guys have to do that show today?
I want to hear your picks.
Okay. So I thought
That's why I came here.
I like to try and do things that are, relevant with the times. And being that we're in February and it is Black History Month, I have a couple Black History recommendations.
Are they about Black history?
I mean, I think so.
Or is there just black people in it?
No, I mean, they were on the streaming sites that I was on, like, Black History Month or
Okay,
whatever,
okay.
and they are deep into Black history. So I would imagine it's not just a movie that has a black person
all right,
in
just
it.
making sure.
I'm not a fucking idiot. The first one, I'm going to do 4. I'm going to start it off a little lighthearted, and I'm going to do it with Ali and Cavett.
Okay.
This is about Muhammad Ali and Dick Cavett. It's a new one on HBO. And it's basically about their relationship because Muhammad Ali was on the Dick Cavett show during his career. Like, it seemed like 30 or 40. He was on the show, like, as a regular, basically.
Okay.
And they had a great relationship. It's hysterical. They show basically his career through that show. Like, after each major thing and then him going back on the show. It was one of the better Muhammad Ali documentaries I've seen. So...
Who'd they let play Ali this time?
It wasn't a movie. It was a documentary.
Oh. Did they get a fill-in or anything?
No fill-ins. This was an actual doc with real footage.
I thought maybe it was one of those fake ones where it was
No. Like one of the
Mockumentary.
document. No. That this was the real Muhammad Ali. The second one.
Second one.
You always, what do I? How am I supposed to segue from
Come
one
on,
to another?
don't pay attention to me.
The second one is who killed Malcolm X. Now this was very interesting. Do you guys know the story
Is this
about?
another documentary?
They're all documentaries.
Who'd they let play Malcolm X in this one? Was Will Smith across the board for everyone?
No.
Denzel Washington was.
Denzel Washington was great in Malcolm X.
Yes.
But no, this was just another documentary, the real Malcolm X. And it's basically about Malcolm X's upcoming from when he went to jail to joining the Nation of Islam, to his falling out with the Nation of Islam, and then his eventual assassination. That some people think it was, the white man who killed him. Others think it was the Nation of Islam. And
Who do you think killed him?
I think it was the Nation of Islam, and I think at the time there was a lot of racism going on, so investigations didn't really go in as far as they should have.
Okay.
Yeah, not
So,
today.
Yeah. That's so true, though.
Now, before that documentary, though, did you think it was the Nation of Islam who killed him, or you had no idea?
I know because I'm a
So you
huge.
knew before you went into the documentary.
Knowing, well, I knew that he had an
He's a
issue
big
with
history
them.
buff.
I am. I'm like,
No, I didn't
oh
know.
yeah, no.
I am afraid of documentaries because I always feel like it's like propaganda.
That's why I watch multiple usually.
You got it.
I always watch multiple documentaries on one topic. Plus, I watched the movie. But I will say, I didn't know a lot of the details, but I knew it was a common knowledge. Well, not common knowledge, but of common suspicion that they did it. So that was the second one. The third one was actually really interesting. It was called "They Gotta Have Us." This just came out on Netflix. Who Killed Malcolm X was on Netflix. The other one, the Ali and Cavett, was on HBO. But this one's called "They Gotta Have Us," and it's the history of black people in cinema, to the black exploitation movies, into like Spike Lee, and it starts with Harry Belafonte. I mean, it's really cool. I'm a huge history cinema guy too. So cinephile. Would I say that one day? Was that what I said?
He's
This
trying
guy-
to say he's a cinephile, but he goes, well, everybody knows that I'm a cinema.
Well, have you ever heard of a horror noir?
No.
That is a documentary available on Shudder, which is like an AMC
Ooh, I have
thing.
Shudder. Yeah, no.
Oh, check this one out, then.
SHUDDER. I will.
This is
It's
a horror.
all-
He loves horror stuff.
Right, but it's all about the black exploitation movies, right?
Okay,
and black
yeah.
people in horror, and it's just like obviously a big part of it's like Jordan Peele is our new Jesus Christ because Get Out and everything.
To get it, yes.
But they have the guy who's in Candyman. They have him in
Oh,
there.
get out of here!
And
All right.
Blackula. So
That guy was in a bunch of movies. I love that guy
Yeah,
from
what's his
Candyman.
name?
I don't even know his name, but he was
Jason
great.
Todd? No, Jason Todd was Batman's second Robin. Never mind.
All right.
It was something Todd.
But yeah, this one was cool though. This cool. Yeah, they gotta have us. It's a new one out on Netflix. So those are my 3 picks. I have a 4th one. Do you guys want time for this one or
I'm
no?
on the edge of my seat.
Let's see. How much time do you have on this pick?
Not a lot.
All right, come on.
This one's kind of dark and depressing, but I think everybody should see this. I do. I
You
truly
mean not
do.
like normal black documentaries where it's not dark and depressing?
No, I mean, well, you know what? Unfortunately, yeah, I agree. But this one is
All right,
like,
well, that's all the time we have, guys. Come on,
Just Shane Gillis me over here. No context. I'm done.
no, it's no. I'm gonna, you know what? It's a good one. I think everybody should watch this
say
because.
it for Christ's sake.
Wow, B, I hate you. It's called The Untold Story of Emmett Lewis Till.
Okay.
It's on Amazon. Now, I don't know if anybody do you guys know who Emmett Lewis Till was?
Yes, a little bit.
That's the other thing. I knew a little bit about it, didn't know a ton about it. The story is absolutely absurd, and it's just crazy what happened and how they got away with it. But basically, this black child, he was like 14, I believe, at the time. Mm-hmm. He whistled at a white lady as she was walking out of a convenience store that he had just went in to buy some stuff from. And in the South at this time, it was like you're only, black people were only supposed to say yes sir and yes ma'am to all the white people in that area, and if they didn't, they would get like beat. And it was like an unwritten law or rule at the time down there, and like all the Jim Crows and shit, the Jim Crow laws. So he whistled at this chick, and now his friends were like, "Dude, you're gonna that's not good. You're gonna have to something's gonna happen because this isn't gonna go away." So he goes home. That night, 2 white guys with a gun come to his house, or his uncle's house where he lived, told the family that they were going to take him down the street and, whoop him. And then, they'll bring him back. The family didn't want him.
Told the family that they're going to...
Yes. The story of what happened in the house. The family didn't want him to do it, but this shit happened down there.
Jesus
the guy had a gun, so there was, no way of really stopping it. Apparently, one thing said they punched one of the family members, to show them that they meant business or whatever. They take the kid, then he never comes home. They find him the next day. I don't even want to get into the details of how brutally murdered he was.
This is a great way to end a comedy.
No, but hey, you know what? This is something that everybody. It's a huge part of history.
We squeeze this one in.
And they basically, when he got found, the mother made the funeral and the wake and everything have an open casket. Because she wanted the world to see what they did to him. Because, he couldn't even really tell it was a person.
Yeah.
And, it basically had a huge moment in the civil rights movement, and it sparked a lot of, the civil rights that went on in the 60s. Listen, it's tough to watch, but it's one of those...
What is that on?
This is on Amazon. It's one of those dark moments in our history, and I think people should fucking watch this shit, and I think people shouldn't... This is kind of why we are where we are today.
Right.
And, shit like this still kind of goes on. Maybe not to this extent, but, it's a work in progress, this country still.
Yeah, I feel better just hearing the description of the movie. It's like...
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't need to watch it. I just feel like, oh, wow, I got everything I need out of that description. I want to check it. What's it called? The Emmett Smith trials, or...
It's the Emmett Smith. I can't...
That's really insensitive, huh? I'm sorry.
I didn't even know where to go with that.
Frazzled over here.
The untold story of Emmett Lewis.
He's actually looking at his notes.
I know. That threw me off. Of Emmett
Is
Lewis.
it Emmett Smith?
Fucking comics.
Troy Aikman.
Comics know how to really make everybody awkward.
We can out awkward you.
Yeah, you can. But those are my picks.
Oh, well, thanks for all that, man.
I'm going to watch all of them in a row, and I'll be back next week.
Yeah.
And I'll be Islamic.
You can do that, or
And I'll be Islamic.
you could see that, or you could watch me and Nick do comedy this weekend. Choose which way you want to spend your weekend.
Hey.
Right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Nick, do you have anything else?
Let's
just
try and
listen to
brighten
my-
this fucking podcast back up.
Yeah.
Listen to my
Anything
free
good?
podcast
Yeah, I
on
want to.
Spotify.
I want to get into float tanks with you, but we.
That's
we,
okay.
We steamrolled some other stuff.
That's all right.
Wait,
But-
we want. What is this flow tanks? We can try and brighten the day back up a little bit real
I
quick.
can't right now.
Oh, all right.
No. I got babies to feed.
Yeah, this is babies to feed.
Churches to shake.
We're gonna go do some some comedy after this.
I
All
can't wait
right.
to do some open mic comedy
Yeah, it's
in
gonna be-
Massapequa.
it's gonna be great.
Dreams are
This is where dreams are.
buried.
Fuck Pequot. You should be doing it in Farmingdale.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be there
Pride.
tomorrow. So,
Well, Nick, thank you for joining us. This
Nick
was a lot of fun.
Labrise,
Thank you very much,
Guys,
for
check
having
out
me.
his podcast.
few nicks and bruises.
Go to his shows. His
I have a
upcoming
show
shows.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
He
Northport.
is a funny. He really is a funny dude.
Yes.
I've seen you a couple times and I enjoyed every one of your shows. Thank you again for coming on, everybody. If you made it this far,
That means you,
subscribe
Chris.
and thank you.
Yeah, we're listening. We're talking to you. All right.
Chris.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Thank you.